Hello, fellow Rebel Capitals. Hope you're well. So everybody's been talking about the debt ceiling, the debt ceiling, the debt ceiling. And so much of it is fake news. And I think this is done on purpose. And it's really a scam. It's a ruse, in my opinion. And I think you would agree if you actually look at the facts. But now, unfortunately, for Janet Yellen, the government, the central planners, the authoritarians, the cat is out of the bag. The truth has finally been revealed, something we've been talking about on this channel constantly, but now we have tangible evidence. All right, so let's start by going over to what the mainstream media and Janet Yellen has been saying, along with several other people in corporate America, Jerome Powell himself. So here it is from CNBC from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, something like that. Treasury Secretary Yellen is having to make some serious decisions, the article says. These short-term moves include suspending reinvestment into the workplace retirement plan for federal employees. Not sure that would be a bad thing, but okay. Could allow the government to pay its obligations. Okay, she has to take these extraordinary measures to allow the government to pay its obligations at least until June. Already past that date. After which, the United States would be in danger of defaulting on its debt. I mean, these bonds are maturing, these T-bills, these treasuries, and if you listen to CNBC or you read this article and you take it literally, you take it as truth, as fact, this would lead you to believe that now in June, as we speak, they'll most likely get the deal done. But if they didn't, oh my gosh, they completely default on their debt, on the debt of the United States, the T-bills. They'll go to zero. The government's not going to pay you. If you have T-bills that are maturing, let's say in a week, you're not going to get paid. You're SOL. Right. Now let's go to what the debt ceiling actually is. Here from Wikipedia. And I'll just read this quickly. Let me try to zoom in a little bit for you guys. I know that's difficult to read on your end. Okay, here we go. So in the United States, the debt ceiling, or I think there's a better way to put it, the debt limit. The debt limit is a legislative limit on the amount of national debt that can be incurred by the U.S. Treasury. Let me say that one more time. It is a debt limit on the amount, or it is a limit on the amount of national debt that can be incurred by the U.S. Treasury. So let's just say for a moment that their debt is $30 trillion. I know it's higher than that, but just let's make it a round number. What this means is that when they hit the debt ceiling, or better said, the debt limit, they cannot amass any more debt. That's it. That is it. And so what the media would lead you to believe, even if they tell you that they can pay some of their bills, they'd say, oh my gosh, now we're going to have to be restricted to just taxes coming in. It's like we're just living hand to mouth, the government, like a banana republic. It's taxes come in, and then we have to figure out what bills we want to pay. And I don't know. We're going to have to make a decision. Do we want to pay the Social Security, or do we want to pay these T-bills? Maybe we can't pay the T-bills. Maybe we just stiff all the foreigners that own T-bills. I don't know. And it's nonsense. This is the scam. They've pulled the wool over your eyes. Everybody. I mean, I get so many comments on my YouTube videos, and even in like Rebel Capitalist Pro, which is the online investment website that I have with Lynn Alden, Chris McIntosh, Brent Johnson, etc. People are always saying, oh my gosh, you know, I have T-bills that are maturing in 2 weeks. Am I going to get paid? Am I going to get paid? You know, they're really losing sleep over this. Okay, so now let's go over here to this CNN business article that Josh just sent me. In a desperate, now keep in mind, we hit the debt ceiling or the debt limit like, I don't know, Josh, what was it? Do you remember? Like a month ago? Maybe longer, maybe, I don't know. Let's just say that we hit the debt. We've already hit it, obviously. And that's why Janet Yellen has been drawing down the TGA to a very, what they're saying, a emergency amount of just a mere $30 billion, which is weird because prior to 2016, that was like the maximum amount that you'd see in it. But that's a topic for a completely separate video. But let's just assume for a moment that they've been at this debt limit for a month, and the mainstream media has been pounding the table that they have to be able to spend more. Those the United States going to default, and fear. Janet Yellen's coming out. This would be terrible if the United States couldn't pay its debt obligations. Title: in desperate bid for cash, the Treasury is auctioning one-day bills. And forget the fact that it's one-day bills. Just focus on the part that says the Treasury is auctioning bills. How? We've hit the debt ceiling. How are they issuing more debt? Josh, any ideas?
None.
I think Josh is probably at a restaurant or something like that. Okay, so let's go back. I didn't realize he was incognito there. All right, let's go back. Oh, not my email. Let's go back to this article. Okay, so the answer, I will reveal it to you, is because they can easily issue more debt as long as it's going to pay off existing debt. Aha. And then, so why she's doing this is because she has all these T-bills or treasuries, whatever, that are coming due. And she's like, okay, I got to auction more debt, but that's to pay off maturing debt. Therefore, we're still not above the debt limit because we're still at 30 trillion. And then all the taxes that are coming in, then I can use those taxes to go ahead and continue to fund the government or maybe pay off interest, assuming that the interest isn't included in the 30 trillion in debt. And that is an unknown. My base case is that T-bills are and notes and bonds are not, but that's TBD. We'll have to stand by for that one. So let's read this article here, but I think you guys get the gist of what I'm referring to here. So this is the first time this has happened, they said, since 2009 or 2007. Well, that's a good omen. Great. Fantastic. All righty then. I love it when this is the first time anything has happened since 2007 or 2008. That always makes you feel good. So they say right now the cash balance hovering right around 37 billion, the lowest level since 2017. Yes, and I would add, prior to that, it was probably the highest level because it was usually like around 5 or 10 billion. It sometimes it would spike up higher, but usually it was very low. So the Treasury hasn't been able to borrow more money to pay its bills. Well, how is she doing it right now then? Weird. Treasury is poised to run out of its fund to meet its obligations. Okay, so now they're just talking yada, 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 yada. They're just talking about all of these kind of, I guess, the details of what's going on here. Let me see if I can get to something that's actually worthwhile. Oh, they do say that the yields on these are slightly higher. I don't know why. I think it's because it's very out of the ordinary. So basically what happens is it's not, let me give you the punchline. Janet Yellen can auction off as much debt as she wants, just so long as it's paying off existing debt. So what she's doing right now is she's saying, okay, we've got another Treasury auction, let's just say in 2 weeks. Okay, well, I don't want to wait that long because I've got all these bills are going to come due from Social Security, from just the government wasting money, let's say. And so I want to pay those bills. So, but I know over the next 2 weeks, I'm also going to have to pay off some maturing debt from the Fed, JP Morgan, non-bank entities, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow as much as I can to to make sure that I don't go over the debt limit to pay off the maturing debt. So again, I can use that cash flow that's coming in from taxes to go ahead and pay all of these other bills. So the main takeaway here, the scam, the ruse, the wool that has been pulled over your eyes, the lie, the propaganda, whatever you want to call it, is the mainstream media and Janet Yellen trying to make the general public believe that there's this huge risk that they can't pay off the maturing debt. And obviously they're doing this to get the public behind what Joe Biden is saying. And that's that we just need to keep spending into infinity and beyond. Because the United States, you can count on us to pay our bills. And since that has been the narrative from the administration, that's the narrative that the mainstream media and Janet Yellen has been trying to push. And as this proves right here that they're doing another Treasury auction, that in and of itself is all you need to know, that this has been a complete lie the entire time. Shocker, right? All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. As always, make sure that you're standing up for freedom, liberty, free market capitalism. We'll see you on the next video.